is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters. It is Wonderful Wednesday. Even more important than that, it is Webcast Wednesday. Tonight at 6:30, I get to do my Pathways to Growth webinar. Folks, I'm so geared up for it. I've been rehearsing it, have been working on it. It's going to be one great hour of information. If you are not signed up for it right now, go to the homepage at tfnn.com and you will see Pathways to Growth. It is the second item on the carousel, or you'll see Massively Grow Your Business over underneath breaking news. And if you can't attend, or even if you can, and look, thank you so much, folks. You know, we now have over 500 people in attendance. You know, my goal, my mission was to get up to 1,000. Looks like we're going to fall just short unless you, each of you out there, want to tell two people. Don't tell one. Tell two people about this webcast, because this can help anyone grow their business, and there's more to it than just business. So it's going to be a great time, a good party, if you will. I can't wait to celebrate, the beginning of it and the end, just like you do anything in life. When we started the week, folks, we started off with it being New Moon Monday, if you will. And you know what I love to be able to do? I love to be able to go right to my favorite spot. And so, if you're looking over my left-hand shoulder, that is my favorite place. That is my favorite angle in the entire world. What I'm looking at well, maybe if I'm standing on the 13th hole, that's a little bit further over to the right and a little, maybe about a couple thousand yards or so away from that point. But this is my spot. Right over here, folks, you've got the island of Maui. That is the real dry end over there. That's the Kihei end, and Waikoloa is over there, and absolutely great, or Wailea is over there. Wailea. I'll get it. There's so much Y's over there. Y's in life. It's all about newness, and when I think about, we started off the week, a new moon, if you will. We've got a new year that we're dealing with, and it's so important that each day that you start taking a look at charts, that what you bring to it is a new, fresh look. If you want to solve problems in life, and that's really what we're going to do tonight at the webcast. It's what we do here during the day at TFNN. That's what each of you do in life. You're definitely solving problems. You take a look at the issues going on around the world. It's really all about solving problems. And it's all about being able to take a new, fresh look at whatever it is that you're doing. If you come to the problem with the same baggage that you had carried to it, yesterday or an hour ago, what are you going to see? You're going to see the same thing. That's what I really love about being able to teach, musicians, artists, how to trade. Because musicians, artists, maybe you're a painter, maybe you're a chef or a cook, maybe you play the trumpet, trombone, saxophone, the drums, whatever it might be. If you're an artist, what's cool about because a lot of what we talk about here seems like it is just simply confusion. It's foreign. It's a foreign language. We're talking numbers. We're talking math, if you will, and people are like, I'm not math-oriented. You don't need to be math-oriented to trade. If you do, you'll pick up on it just like that. But what's great about musicians, if you will, is their ability to have a fresh look at a chart and see something different, because a musician has always got one eye on where they're at and one eye just a little bit further forward, the next note, listening. The ability we talked about last week about just how important it is to be able to listen to yourself. Well, it's really all about new, and that's what it is that we do here. I want you to always take a fresh look at a chart. When your eyes dart away, if you will. Forget what you thought the market should be saying. Maybe you believe the economy is horrible. Maybe you think it's in the toilet. I was going to use that other word, but it's 9 o'clock. I know we've got some young kids that are listening to the show, so maybe you think the economy's in the toilet, and therefore you think the market should be in the toilet. You need to take, those are two different aspects. You need to leave what you think about what's going on in your economy. In fact, if you think your economy's bad or your business is bad, show up to tonight's webinar, because I'll show you how you can take advantage of a bad economy. I'll show you how you should take advantage of a bad economy. There has never been a better time for you to start a business than right now. In fact, you'll use techniques that what happens is, you take a look at companies that are out there that don't really understand the business they're in. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. So I don't want to give everything away, for sure. In fact, I'm not going to. You've got to show up to see what it is that Stevie has to say. But it's going to be some great information. It's going to be able to help take you to the next, find another gear, take you to another level, but always be able to have a fresh start. You know, when you take a look at the State of the Union, I'll tell you about the State of the Union, folks. The state of our union here at TFNN, the state of your union couldn't be any better. The state of our entire union here in the United States could be better if we would really just solve problems. You know, it's sitting right in front of us. It's sitting right in front of us when I take a look at the money game and your ability to be able to get to financial freedom. When I take a look at the problems that are going on with regard to what's going on in the world, it's sitting right in front of us. You know, I've talked about this just on occasion. Tom brought it up maybe last week, or maybe it might have been even Monday of this week. I can't recall. Time just absolutely flies here. You know, we talk about, or, you know, what's talked about out there is an attack, if you will, on folks that are wealthy and how much is their fair share, if you will. Well, the reality is, folks, okay, all the resources that we've got inside that are underground, that are inside the United States, those resources, folks, they're yours. Those resources, they're mine. Just like this is my candle, my 3-drive to a bottom candle, or 3-drive to a bottom pattern, if you will, on the ES Mini that I've got on the chart here. Well, folks, those are our resources. We talk about, you can either attack people, which I don't like to attack folks. So you can either look at the negative, if you will, or you can take a look at all of the opportunity that's out in front of you. I don't care how difficult your life is. What you need to be focused on, you got to get your chin up in the air, your eyes pointed up, if you will, and you need to focus on the opportunity that's in front of you, because it is a ton of opportunity. When you take a look at going out and taxing folks, if you will, if you attacking people, taking money from others, take money from the market. I want to be able to teach you how to do that, because there is so much money that's available out in this marketplace. I don't care if you think that it's corrupt. It doesn't matter. You need to drop that baggage at the door. You need to be able to take a look at the patterns that are out there, because I can teach you how to make money. I want to be able to teach you how to get to financial freedom. It's a lot easier to do this than it is to do so many other things in life. But when you take and here's where I'm going to go with this point here. You go out and let's say we go ahead and we, increase taxes for everybody. What we're going to get is about $40-50 billion a year. I think those are the estimates. $40 or $50 billion. Now, forget about what it might be taken out of the economy. I'm not even going to get into that right there. But you want to really fix things, folks? Just take a look. Do you know how many gallons of gas we use in the United States? Not just for your car or my car, but maybe what goes into industry and so forth. Do you realize, and we have plenty of it, in the United States, folks. You could go out, and if you could just decrease, I don't know, how much did you pay for gas yesterday? And it depends where you are in the country. If you're in California, you're paying well over $4 a gallon. Here in Florida, depends on whether you're paying for premium or what have you, but $2 a gallon. Can you remember, let's see, I think I might have paid, I don't know, $3.70, something like that, maybe the other day when I filled up my car, $3.70, $3.80. So $2 be $1.80, $1.80. You remember when gas got to about $1.80 or $2? I remember guys that worked for me, that came in because they had passed a corner where all of a sudden gas went up to $2. But if you just decrease gas by $2, you know how much money you would put back into this economy, folks? A year? $300 billion. And the gas is sitting right here in our country. Those are assets owned by you and me, and we got to take control of that, because $300 billion. How about 10 years? 10 years of that. Add that, put that together. You're talking $3 trillion. But it's all about new, and it's all about thinking new. If you want to solve problems, folks, you've got to think new. This is not political, if you will. I'm just saying you have to show up to solve problems, and you've got to be able to have a new way of thinking. That's what we do here. That's certainly what I'm going to talk to you about, teach you about tonight when it comes to your business on pathways to growth. It's what we do when we take a look at the charts that are out here. You can always give me a call, 877-927-6648. We're going to tour around the world. In fact, let's go around the world right now. Let's go take a trip over to Japan, because in Japan you have the yen getting weaker, and that's what is needed in Japan. That would be great for us if the yen got weaker. That means the dollar would be getting stronger. Why would we want the yen to get weaker? Because they've got great electronics. Those electronics, folks, they go into all the different devices, if you will, that you use, that's in your home, that's in your office. If we go take a look at the Nikkei was up 98 points last night. You still have Shanghai and Hong Kong were closed, and Hong Kong is going to be opening. The Hang Seng should be open tomorrow or tonight, I guess, about 9 o'clock, 9:30 this evening. Now, you can see the Nikkei here, folks. The Nikkei, take a look at this. If you're looking at my charts now, I know that some of the print, if you will, is small. You can always watch us on TigerTV. You can get the new streaming video that we have. But what you'll see here, you'll see angles between swing points. A swing point is where the market is making a shift in direction. And right here, this line is a 0.382 retracement. This is from here, if you will, when the market moved back, that was 0.382. If we go ahead and we blow the Nikkei up, you're going to see the Nikkei also made a 0.786 retracement off of this swing point. You're then going to see it made a 1.272 expansion off of this swing point. Then you got these two, a 1.414, 2.414. Those are also sacred geometry harmonic numbers. You just need to be aware of them. They're not the ones that we look at in trade. But when you've got all of those numbers coming together right there, the Nikkei is up against some pretty strong resistance, folks. 877-927-6648. When we get back, we'll go to Deke in Clearwater because Deke is an Apple guy. He might want to take a bite out of Apple. We'll be right back, folks.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of The Money Game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the Money Game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the Money Game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. You got the Dow futures off about 50 points or so. Looks like ES Mini down about 3. NASDAQ futures up 18. And let's go to our man, Deke from Clearwater. Deke, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. Deke, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You got me?
I got you. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, do you like baseball?
I do like baseball.
You do like baseball. You want to talk about new. How about the new contract that Prince Fielder got with the Detroit Tigers? $214 million. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
$214 million, folks. I don't even know for how many years that is. Does it really matter?
God.
Does it really matter how many years that's for? Oh, my goodness. Now, I know the Tigers are glad to get him back because his dad was a big Tiger Cecil Fielder. That was he came along well after I had left Detroit. But $214 million buckaroos. Is that how much you're going to make today? I know that's what you're going to make today playing Apple.
I'd love to make that today. I need your advice on Apple. Should I stay with it today, or why should I trade, or take my money and run?
Oh, baby doll. Well, until this thing opens up, you're not going to know for sure. Now, here's what folks, if you're looking at us on Tiger TV, right now, Apple came out with just fantastic earnings, revenues, and so forth, and trading out right now at $457.50. So let's say $458. There's a butterfly pattern that completes right in this area, 446. So for all intents and purposes, it's opening right in that area. And what I would do is, if it fails here, see, Apple could trade all the way up to the 1.618 area, which is going to be about 485, 460. Let me see, 465 it looks like, 465. So, you've got to really wait to see what the volume is like. Let the market really tell you what you're doing. That would be my thoughts. Or maybe call back during when Tom and I start the Money Master show, because after the first 30 minutes or so, we ought to be able to see what's going on.
All right.
It's up over. It's one of these things where, look, I can make the case that Apple certainly tested that bottom on October 4th. It got down in there, didn't test the very bottom of it, and it is setting up to be a tiger butterfly. But now today is really going to be the question, because you see, one of the things when you're taking a look at either butterfly or Gartley patterns is that when you're completing the C to the D leg, it's really important to understand how is it that you're coming up in there. Well, today you're going to gap up in there, and I know your question is it going to sell off? If it's just simply is everybody going to be taking their money off the table? But when you gap up into the completion of the D point here of the butterfly pattern, when you gap up into it, that tells me that there is a more likely chance that what this wants to do is this wants to seek just a little bit higher price.
All right, Steve.
All righty.
I'll be listening to you and Tom.
Okay, you bet. And
say hello.
Okay, you got it. And thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
and folks, yeah, it's really important when you take a look at patterns. If you're just maybe it's not even a butterfly or Gartley, it's just simply an A, B equals C, D pattern. What's really important is, by watching this show here, when I take my formation tool and show you an A to B equals C to D, we pay attention, is that C to D volume or price movement is on the left side or the right side? Forget about the volume. And the reason is because it tells you if your movement is weaker or stronger. If it's on the inside track, it's telling you that you've got more strength and you're more likely going to do more than just a 1-to-1 A to B equals C to D. And when you also are coming into that D point, if you're gapping up in there and it holds, you're gapping up in there, you've got volume coming up in there, what that tells me is that it wants to do more than that level. And, when you take a look at charts, what's great about these patterns is you get to inflection points. And that's really where Deke is at in this trade. Now, he's at a great inflection point because if he's long Apple, he has made some good bread here. He's going to make some good bread today. And you just really want to take a look at what's going on during that first 30 minutes of trading because that will tell you a bunch, if you will. Does it hold that gap? Because now that gap will eventually get filled. But the thing is, it doesn't have to start getting filled until it goes up into this 1.618 expansion. That is the next logical level. What's really cool about the patterns that we use here, about expansions of Fibonacci, swing points, if you will. In this case here, you're talking about 1.272 or 1.618. It's just like riding an elevator. And when you ride an elevator, you're not going to stop in the middle. So in this case here, we know that Apple's going to open up on the 1.272 floor. And the question is, does Apple want to go just a little bit higher, go up to that 1.618? The volume will tell us, the price action will tell us. But the way that we're gapping up in there, folks, if that gap stays open and we've got volume, that tells me Apple wants to seek a little bit higher price. 877-927-6648. We get back, we'll go see how these markets are going to pop and whether or not they're going to drop. We'll be right back, folks.
Attention business owners, managers, and entrepreneurs. Studies show that 1 in 25 businesses last 10 years, and less than 1% of all businesses generate $5 million in annual revenues. Would you like to learn the skills that separate these businesses from all of the rest? It isn't about working 10 times harder. It's about working 10 times smarter. And I can show you how. Absolutely free, no strings attached. I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, past owner of businesses at Disney, Universal Studios, Vegas casinos, and top destinations throughout the world. Join me Wednesday, January 25th at 6:30 p.m. for a 1-hour online webinar where I'll teach you how to get your dream clients, get past the one person that stands between you and the most influential people in the world, and show you the 3 ways to grow your business exponentially. Go to the front page of TFNN.com under Breaking News and click on Pathways to Growth, where preparation meets opportunity. That's Wednesday, January 25th. Register now for your Pathway to Growth, part of our Go Long America program on the homepage of TFNN.com. Decisions shape your destiny. Shape yours now.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com under newsletter. Hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes a carefully selected portfolio can lower your volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angelo O'Brien, financial advisor and certified financial planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. You got the Dow trading down 65 points. S&P's down 4. Composite up 11, led by Apple, of course. You got the small caps trading down 2. NDX up 17 points right now. The New York Stock Exchange off 58 points. And what I've got on my screen here, I've got the Apple chart. This is just simply a 5-minute chart. And, so far you can see volume here is, as you would have expected, pretty heavy. So far, 3.7 million shares. That means, folks, at this stage, there's been about $1.8 billion worth of Apple stock that has traded during the last 5 minutes. How do you like that? 3.38. So just under $1.8 billion. Oh, you gotta love that. So, important, Deke, to watch how this thing trades here during the first 30 minutes. As you can expect, you've got some folks taking money off the table. And this is one that we're really at those inflection points now in the market, because if I just simply come over to the futures contracts, let's do that here real quick. And what you're going to see is that 3 of the 4 ETFs, 3 of the 4 futures contracts, let me remember what it is we're talking about here. 3 of the 4 futures contracts have actually completed patterns. And the last night you had the NASDAQ futures contract go ahead and complete really 2 patterns out here. Let me go ahead and blow that up on the screen so you can take a look at that. And it's really going to be all about Apple and how it trades. And there we go. Come on back. And when I'm taking a look at patterns, folks, we're taking a look at a 1.272 butterfly. Let me shrink this just a bit so you can see the price. So the price projection on that would be 24.84. Okay? Now, that is your range. That doesn't mean you're going to get exactly that target. And last night, I think it was right about 5 o'clock or so, shortly after Apple had come out with their earnings, you had the spike up in the NASDAQ futures, got up to a total of 24.69. 24.69 versus 24.84. So that's in the range. And when you take a look at A, B's equals C, D's, well, a 1-to-1 completed here at 24.13, but a 1 to 1.272, folks, look at this. Finished right out here. If you take a look at my the small red line of my crosshair, the way that it goes across, 24.69 is a projection of that. 24.69 is exactly where it got to. So now you expect when you complete ABCs, whether it's 1-to-1, 1.272, that you might back off a bit. So it's going to be important to really watch how Apple trades, from this point in. But I know Deke's going to keep a relatively tight stop on it, and he'll give it a little bit of reins, if you will. But so if you take a look at the NASDAQ futures, what they have created here is they have created a butterfly sell pattern. So that's completed, and you have an A to B equals C to D. If we go take a look at the other futures contracts out there, let's go take a look at the Russell. That's the small caps, folks. You might more likely be taking a look at the IWM. But, it's nice to be able to take a look at these futures contracts because you've got things trading overnight. Now, the futures contract in the Russell completed a 1.272 butterfly pattern. That was coming off of course, you know it, October 27th swing point all the way down to the low that was made in November 25th when we were just coming back from Thanksgiving. Now, the price projection on that is 797.20, and what the Russell got up to last night was 791.30. So within 5-6 points, that is in the range for sure. So it has completed or very close to completing a 1.272 butterfly as well. And it's important to understand these patterns, because what you'll see is that there are floors. There's these invisible floors based on human emotion that we can measure in math. Now, if you're an artist, that's the only thing we really have to teach you, because I can teach you how to see the patterns out here. And then you just want to be able to have these tools, these rulers, if you will, that tell you where that human emotion of fear and greed sets in. And when you take a look at a butterfly pattern, what they will do is they will go back to at least a 0.618 retracement of your A to your D leg. In this case here on the Russell 2000, you'd be taking a look at November 25th being the A point, the B point being right up here on December the 8th. Your C point, when it retraces, does a 0.618 retracement. How beautiful is that? Does a 618 retracement down on December 15th. Goes ahead and completes the pattern, does that last night. And now if you just simply take a measurement of the swing point, that was the D that it completed last night. That says that the Russell could pull back to, on this pattern, and it doesn't matter whether it's the Russell, any butterfly pattern that you're taking a look at, you want to focus in on that on that 0.618 area. In this case here, it'd be 711. Now, 711, boy, that sounds pretty lucky. You know, not only is it a fast food store, but let's go play some craps, folks. No, I'm just kidding. And now, what you would expect, let's just say that that's the case here, and the market decides finally to sell off, because the high so far, we go take a look at the SPY out there, is New Moon Monday. That's the high that's in the market that's out there. And so we know that the new moon will set off a trigger. We know that on Monday, I believe we've got apogee. Apogee is another lunar phase that's out there. So, you know, could it hang out around these highs and then have another fuse that lights off? Absolutely. But what you would see here, if it does sell off, is it'll pull back to the 0.382 area. That's at 741 area in the futures contract. And then it'll stop there. Now, it won't stop there if it's coming down with a big wide-ranging bar. You want to be paying attention to the conviction behind the actual bar itself. In this case here, you'd be looking at a daily bar. If you start coming through there with some wide price spread, well, then it's not going to let anybody off of that elevator at that stage. It's going right to that 0.618 floor. Now, the ultimate, if you take a look at ultimate expansions off of a butterfly, if it does a 1.272 on the way up, it'll do a 1.272 expansion on the way down. Now, that says that the Russell then, and that's the case, if you're looking for your ultimate exit point, you're looking at the price of around 626 or so. And what does 626 do, folks? It gets you right back into those October 4th areas, which have not been tested on the Russell at all. And so you've got high volume that is down there. If we go take a look at the Dow futures. We take a look at the Dow futures. The Dow futures have also completed a pattern. They completed just simply testing a swing point. And we take a look at the Dow futures here. They are not going to go up, it looks like, and complete a larger 1.618 butterfly off of that same October 27th area. That butterfly would have taken you all the way up to the highs back in May of 2011. Instead, you've got a couple other swing points up here. You've got them from back in July. This one here is July 22nd. The blue line there is the bottom of that swing point. You got up over it. You didn't get up to the very top of that area, but you got up over it. You're trading underneath that right now. What's that number, folks? That number is 12. There's the low there. 12,592. You're trading out right now at 12,575. So what you're looking for, if you're on the, and this doesn't matter whether you're a bull or a bear, because you're at an inflection point, and you want to understand, you know, whether the market is getting ready to turn, or is it just doing in a breathing pattern? Because, you know, we've got average true ranges. You've got to, in fact, we really want to understand the average true range of anything that you sell. In fact, I probably should have mentioned that to Deke as well as one of the places to be taking a look at Apple, even with its gap up there. You want to understand what the average true range is, because that's the noise that the equity or whatever instrument it is that you're trading normally travels on a daily basis. What I do is I have a tool. It's called the position size calculator. You can go over to the homepage at tfnn.com. You can use this absolutely free for 30 days. There's a video that I've got up on it. Let me go ahead and just pull that up on the screen here so I can show you where to go to. Right here, you'll see the power of position sizing on the homepage of TFNN. So there's a video that you can teaches you how to use the calculator. And one of the things, I'll go ahead and actually pull the calculator up on the screen. And we'll go ahead and we'll pull up Apple just so we can see what that average true range is, because that's one of the things that I would be looking at if I were in the Apple trade. I'd want to understand what's the average noise. And when you start getting outside of the average noise, that starts giving you a signal. And so we got here Apple AAPL. All I have to do is hit the search button This is the tool. This is the position size tool. But what it also does is automatically goes out and calculates what the average true range is. In the case of Apple, it's $4.76. So, and that is calculated, folks, even with gap ups or gap down. In this case here, I've got 9 days because we had Martin Luther King's birthday, if you will. And so, Deke, you want to be taking a look at, if Apple starts from its high today, when it starts getting well outside the $5 area, that might be giving you a signal to go ahead and, ring that register. You got Apple trading up 28 bucks right now. But, folks, do yourself a favor. You want to understand the average true range of anything it is that you trade when you are putting your money to risk, because if your stops are too tight, if you have ever traded, whether you're making an investment or a trade, and you simply got stopped out. In fact, you got stopped out on the day, that you placed that trade, what you've got to do, and then it, whatever you were trading came back. And so how painful is that? Well, if you'd like to avoid that pain, or you'd like to have the opportunity to avoid that pain, you want to understand the average true range, because it's nothing more than daily noise. You or I, nobody, Tom, Larry, Basil, we can't control where the markets can go. We just can't do that. But what we can do is we can take advantage of the information that is available to us. We can understand that markets are living, breathing organisms because they are participants inside there. There's you, there's me, there's Deke, there's Wes in the Tiger's Den. There's Larry P., he's in the Tiger's Den right now. You've got Bill, you've got Terry D. Folks, the Tiger's Den, that's another thing that you should really check out, because here, if you're really trying to find another gear, one of the things that you want to do is you want to surround yourself with great traders. And so, it's almost 24/7, and it really is 24/7, because at TFNN we go around the world, and you can try out the Tiger's Den for free for 30 days. So give that a shot. That's a real easy thing, and you'll be amongst a great group of traders. Always charts that are going on inside there, or people sharing information, because we're all here to really protect each other. We got to start here. If we can start protecting each other and then start bringing more people into our family, that family gets larger and larger. That's how we take control of all of our resources. That's how you do it. And so we want you to be able to tell folks about TFNN. One way to start off, if somebody's in business, is have them go and sign up for my free webcast, because I'm going to teach you how to get to your dream clients. I will teach you how to get past the gatekeeper. Sometimes, folks, that gatekeeper's right inside your mind. You don't even think you can get past it, but you're only one person away from the most influential people in the world, and I will show you the strategies that have worked for me time and time again. And so, that's one way to really be able to grow your business, and just other great information that we'll share there. So we take a look at the Dow futures. They've certainly completed a move of a move. Right now, they're trading underneath that swing point from July the 22nd. If we go take a look at, let's see, we've done the NASDAQ, we've done the Russell, we've done the Dow. Now, what we haven't done is we haven't done the ES Mini. We haven't done the S&P futures contract. If we take a look at that, the S&P futures contract still has a little bit of work to do. It may be close enough. 1327 was is the price projection of the 1.272 butterfly. And what you had, and you can see even in the futures contract, January 23rd, the high there of 1318.25. That was New Moon Monday, if you will. Still hasn't been able to get up over there. Even with Apple's earnings release last night, you had the ES Mini only able to get up to 1316.50. 1327. We'll see. But you've got at least three of the ETFs that are the futures contracts that are showing some kind of synergy. Looks like I've got some type of connection problem here. That's terrible. That makes it tough. Let's go back over and let me close this stuff out here. That's why things are going a little slow on my end. And where is it? Let me see here. Worksheet. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay. And let's go back and take a look at Apple here. Let's punch that up on the chart. Let's take a look and see how the volume bars, what that is looking like. APL is the ticker symbol on that. As soon as that pulls up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the intraday, because we're now should be into our third bar here. And Apple trading out, let's see here. Let's see what we've got on the volume side of life here. Okay, so Apple's kind of made its line in the sand. And well, if we take a look at where Apple was trading up, so it opened up, got to a high of 454. You're trading out at 448, and you can see how the volume here, is falling off, if you will. So, Deke, I'd be taking a look at making sure Apple probably doesn't trade down too much lower than that 4 47 area. You've already had at least, well, look, today you've had quite a bit of a true range because of the gap up. But just taking a look at it right off the top there, and you don't want to just use the true range. You want to have some type of Fibonacci expansion of that number. You know, I would use $5 times 1.272 or $5 times 1.618 because we're in a volatile marketplace. Let's go take a look at the other ETFs out there. You've got the S&P. Let's go take a look at the SPYs. We'll pull that up on the screen here. We'll take a look right now just simply at the shorter term, at the 5-minute charts, just to see what kind of volume that we've got going on out here on the SPYs. Let's pull that up on the screen and see what the SPYs are doing. And, in fact, right now what the SPYs have done is they opened up lower. As you can see, they're trading now down to the 0.786, a retracement on the 5-minute chart. That's just simply coming off of the 9:45 time frame yesterday morning, January the 24th. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over here to the ES Mini 30-minute contract because yesterday on the show I was showing you that 3 drive to a bottom. Oh, I got to hit the right button there. I was showing you the 3 drive to a bottom pattern that it had formed and how that had held as a resistance area. That is right in here. You'd had the 3 drive that formed at 7 a.m. On the next 30-minute candle, you had a bullish engulfing, so you had a nice confirmation from a candlestick standpoint. So we had a pattern. Then that was confirmed by a candlestick. And the bottom there on the ES Mini from a support, whether you're a bull or a bear, what you want to watch is you want to watch 1302.50. Trading out right now at 1304.50, folks. It's a beautiful thing. 877-927-6648. Time is flying. We'll be right back, folks.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing. But what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while actually reducing your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns, making missed opportunities a thing of the past. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC. Would you like to discover the next great tech stock? David White, TFNN's technology guru, has just launched his new newsletter, The Technology Insider. In his newsletter, David will be looking for those shining stars that may turn into the next Apple, Microsoft, or Cisco. David combines his technology background as a software programmer with his market skills as a successful professional trader to give you this unique newsletter. We're on the verge of the next great tech run. With the Technology Insider, you'll be in front of the run-up and not lagging behind. David is developing a long-term investment portfolio, therefore we're only offering the Technology Insider as an annual subscription with a remarkable price of only $395. That's right, for a little over $1 a day, you'll receive the fundamental technology wisdom and technical trading skills of the Technology Insider David White. What are you waiting for? Go to the front of TFNN.com, click on the link on the front page, sign up for your 2-week free trial, and become a Technology Insider today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650. I should get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
Yeah, I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted at was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. 877-927-6648. And it is wonderful Webcast Wednesday. And, after this show, you got Tom and I doing the Money Masters show. Then we got Basil Chapman in the on-deck circle from 11 to 12, 12 to 1. We got Larry Pesavento. He's ready. I think Larry, he's going to be hired by the he wants to get in on some of this Prince Fielder $214 million. $214 million. Excuse me, folks. I got to take a sip of water here. Sorry about that. Yeah, $214 million. Excuse me. Don't know where that came from. How about that? Something just flew into my mouth there, and that's pretty crazy. So let me try to make it here through the next 3 minutes and 39 seconds. How about that? Now, if we take a look at what's popping and what's dropping, you got Tempur-Pedic. How many of you have got a Sleep Number bed out there? Because Tempur-Pedic, the symbol on that is TPX. It is gapped up this morning. Right now, trading out at looks like a 67 in the $67 area. You've got some volume behind it. You've got 1.4 million shares. You've only traded here for 25 minutes. It's up over a B point right now. That B point being January 19th. That has 2.6 million shares. So it certainly has enough. And what it's doing is going really up against here the swing point. Let's take a look at where it's trading into. It's trading into the swing point from October the 31st. That's got 2.2 million in there. So you are, wow, you're coming in there with volume. January 27th, you've got 4.7 million. Looks like that's really where it is trying to head up to. If we just take a look at so it's kind of been in this consolidation range here. The high, that consolidation being at the 73.40. Now you can see how this gap here, just take a look at Tempur-Pedic. When it gapped up on April the 8th, April the 9th, it had a nice volume there. You did a total of 9.2 million shares. And, you want to be paying attention to any stocks like this where you've got that nice gap, because look at how Tempur-Pedic, it came down and it tested that area. It did that first time, came down in the August of 2011 time frames, coming down with 1.5 million shares. In fact, if you look at where it actually broke out, you had 836,000 shares. Comes, it can't bust it down there, closes the gap, comes down on lighter volume, moves all the way back up here towards the top. Again, the top there being that July 27 time frame with 4.7 million shares. When it comes up there, this is why you want to understand volume at swing points. Comes up there with 1.6 million on the 27th. Comes up on October 31st with 1.6 million. So not enough to break it out, if you will. So then what's it do? You can't bust them up. It's busting them down, just like whatever flew into my mouth. It's trying to bust me down, but I'm going to be the victor here, not letting it take control. And then it tries to come back down, and November 25th, that was when we came back from Thanksgiving, 2.5 million shares coming down. That was going against the last time that it was down there with 2.8 million shares, which was going against the breakout. So now it's back on its way up towards the top, and this time it's got some volume right here in this move, plus a gap up, 1.5 million shares just in the first 30 minutes. So I think there's a few folks out there that bought Sleep Number beds. I've tried them. but doesn't do it for me, but it's doing it for a bunch of folks out there. Right now you got the Dow's trading up 82 points, the S&P down 5, composite still green up 4.8, small caps down 3.5. If we take a look at King Dollar up 39 ticks, light sweet crude trading down a buck at 97.94, gold down $13 at 16.51. Folks, I will look forward to seeing you tonight at 6:30. Of course, I'll see most of you in about 9 minutes. Thanks for being here. Have a great Monday, or great Monday. Have a great Monday, too, but have a great Wednesday first, because it is wonderful Webcast Wednesday, folks. Take care.